So here we are on day five.
Five. Where did the last four go? I guess we're just starting out day 5.
Yeah, and gasoline and a little bit of oil. And so we're in Bend, Oregon. Had a really fun night last night. Last year we went to this bar and had an absolute blast. And we went back to the same one. Had a really good meal, good cocktails. We had a really fun time with the waitress there and bartender, and yeah, we had a really
super friendly, super helpful. Absolutely. Yeah.
Took an Uber there because it was quite a hike, and then we walked back. It was kind of gorgeous night and didn't run into too many homeless, teethless people. But
yeah, it was very uneventful considering the neighborhood we're in is definitely pretty core central here in Bend.
Yeah,
staying right down on in the downtown core type of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of how these communities have gotten to, where homeless people and drug addiction and that sort of thing. So it's
such a multifaceted issue.
It is.
We hope them or wish them good mental health and safety, and we're happy that nothing got messed with and we didn't have any run-ins.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we all know that addiction can sometimes cause additional peripheral problems that we didn't have to encounter. So
no,
we'll call ourselves blessed.
And this motel was like lit up like a Christmas tree. There's lights all over the place, so I don't think that was going to be an issue. And so this morning got a bit of a late start, kind of lazed around a bit, and we're just kind of getting going. We've had our breakfast sandwiches and coffee or whatever, and so we're just ready to go. So we're headed to the mountains today.
Yeah, our first look at, I think, what I would consider mountainous territory. We've had an awful lot of foothills, elevations in that 3, 4, 5 and a bit thousand feet, I think, coming through central Idaho, central Oregon. We're going to ride the Cascades today, so our first couple hours is the Three Sisters.
And we've never been up there.
No,
we've been in this area, but we've never been up that way.
Yeah, so we rode the Cascades on I'm not sure if it's still the Cascade Range, I believe.
The top side.
2 years ago we went down, or last year, sorry, when we went down, we came through the Umpqua National Forest, which is the road we took across that I ended up having that flat tire on, right? So that was as we came out on the coast. So this year we've seen that stretch of highway. We're going to come up a little bit north of there. So we're going to snake our way through the Three Sisters, Belknap Springs, up into Logden, and then kind of work our way across on a diagonal up into Lincoln City, which is where we came off the coast last year. So we'll pick up the PCH today where we left off last year, and the end goal is Illawalla, Washington. So it was Astoria. We're going to stay on the other side of the river, a little bit better motel, a little bit better value.
And cheaper,
But it's only, literally across the bridge. So that's where we're headed, Astoria, Oregon, Illawalla, Washington, and that should be day 5. So about 8 hours and 20 minutes according to Google. I don't remember the mileage off the top of my head. It's 390 some, I think. This first 3 hours is a lot of meandering curves, so I should put a really big smile on the face.
Love it. Let's go.
See you tonight.
we're just at the bottom of that amazing set of curves, and we're just trying to digest it all. Like it's truly amazing, like absolutely amazing. Just gobsmacked, shocked how beautiful it is. You know, even on the lava side versus the treed side, it was phenomenal, just phenomenal.
So many curves.
Yeah,
so many curves.
Yeah, like,
and pretty well maintained. Like there was a couple of spots where there was some, you know, rock had fallen off the face, but
not many.
Not many. You know, like it was very manageable.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, more riding. Probably a little bit less gorgeous, but boy, that footage will do me well through the winter months when we're not riding. Anyway, back at her. 4:28 Pacific Standard Time, and we have arrived at the 101, which is the Pacific Coast Highway on the coast of Oregon. Coming out at mile marker 120. We just finished a couple of triple-digit Oregon back roads that brought us all the way across, and it was magnificent. Looking forward to the next couple hours. So we made it to the Oregon coast yesterday. We were pretty happy to see it. It was breezy and windy. And then once we got there, we kind of rode up the PCH for a little while. Didn't really get to see the ocean a whole bunch. And then we kind of had to do a little bit of a detour kind of up the coastline. So we didn't see much of it there at all. And then so we skipped having supper. We just kind of got gas and kept moving forward. And so then we actually went across the bridge we're at Ilwaca now at Astoria. So there's Astoria is on the coast, and then there's this big kind of a cool bridge, kind of goes up real high so that ships can get underneath, and goes down low across this. It's not an island; it's a peninsula on this part of the coast here. And so we got here kind of late, checked into our motel, and went out for supper last night. This local pub. There was not a lot of choices last night when it came to places to eat. So we went to this bar and was kind of, you know, go up to the bar, serve yourself. Not really much service. It was really busy in there. Beer was good and the food was okay. Like we both had cod, and fish and chips. Fish was good, chips were good, but coleslaw. How do you bugger up coleslaw? Honestly, it was terrible. But anyway, kind of got back here and snugged into bed and slept real hard, both of us. So, and it is raining again, so it's another rain gear day. So,
yeah, it is. You know what? I think as we roll up the coast, it is still beautiful scenery. Yeah. It is not the prairies. It is not Regina to Moose Jaw on the Trans-Canada yeah. in rain. It yeah. is the Pacific Coast Highway in the rain. So yeah. The good with the bad. Highlights out of yesterday, the triple-digit back roads from Corvallis over to the coast. Instead of staying on the main highway, we took some pretty less traveled type of trails, and it worked out. Came across a little bit of gravel, and we pushed through it. It ended up being 2 miles, and it was the best 2 miles of gravel I think we've ever done in our lives.
What gravel? Like, who cares? After what we were riding before and after, who cares?
Yeah, it was the lead up and the back end was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
PCH, beautiful scenery. I think from a motorcyclist perspective, we've done it once. I don't think I need to do it ever again, simply because there's so many small little seaside towns. There's a lot of slowing down. Wasn't bad yesterday with traffic, but it can get really bad, especially on the weekends and stuff. Yeah. So we are going to continue into the wilderness on the Pacific Coast Highway here today. We're going to work our way all the way up around the point into Port Angeles, and then come across. We're going to take a ferry later today from Kingston to Edmonds, I believe it is. Put us kind of back across on the other side, north of Seattle there. And that's our day. So not a monster one, just shy of 8 hours, but 40 minutes of that is sitting on a ferry.
Yeah. we're just heading up along the Washington coastline. We stopped at the Olympic National Park. Just finally got to a little closer view of the ocean, some beach. So we just stopped and get some nice pictures of the bikies for video thumbnails, stretch our legs a little bit, and just take in some sea air before we hopefully go find some clam chowder for lunch. Clam chowder.
I could do some chowder. It's been a little bit moist. This is definitely the wettest we've been. Feet are soaked, but everything else is dry. The rain gear is holding up. My hands and my feet is all that's wet.
Yep.
And given the amount of spray off the highway and stuff, we're kind of in the more open part of the PCH now, so we're doing 60 mile an hour on average. Slow down a little bit for the curves in the communities, but we're making good time. We're covering good ground.
Yeah,
so.
Logging trucks just fly though. Holy man, I don't know how those
guys
they
go
take
fast.
those corners like they're on a motorcycle. Like honest, like
they're doing 60 plus miles an hour fully loaded, and they are definitely a little bit unnerving. You know, it's one thing passing a semi on the prairies, but coming around a corner you're leaning into and that wake hits you. Just the whoosh of wind, especially on wet asphalt. It's a bit of a puckery kind of moment when you're not used to it, right?
And you keep thinking, well, there is, 25 logs on there that would kill any individual car, truck, doesn't matter. If one of those came loose or
Just
came off,
out.
it would just be mayhem.
Now that said, I'm a lot less worried about logs coming off, but the one thing that I have noticed, and you do have to be a real heads up type of ride through this country, this area of the country with all the logging that goes on. There is debris all over the road, just slivers of log, pieces of bark.
Easy to see though.
Easy to see, but you definitely don't want to be leaning into a curve and have one of those come underneath you.
Yeah,
exactly.
A piece of cedar bark under your wheels would be bad.
I can't imagine that it'd go so well.
Possibly.
So we've been, definitely dodging a few pieces of fallen debris off the logging trucks, but otherwise, it's been a really good morning so far, and it's warm. We're not cold.
It's beautiful. Anyway, just a quick shot here of the bikes, a little bit of the beach. We're not here for sun and sand, that's for sure. But a little more sun would be good. No heat, just sun. Another really terrific day. We just got off the ferry at, is that the ferry at Bellingham?
Edmonds, Washington is technically the community that we got off on. So on in Kingston, off in Edmonds, which brings us to the Seattle side of the water.
North of Seattle.
Yeah, north of Seattle. So kind of had halfway between Seattle and Bellingham, I guess.
Yep, rolled in with, probably each had maybe a quarter tank left and no place to stay. But we just stopped for gas and found a hotel in 2 minutes, right across the street.
Yeah, after we had to change our route up on where we were going to end today, along with, I wasn't quite sure, how the coast was going to go, all that other stuff. I really left this one open-ended because there was like 5 hotels in a 2-block radius and everybody had something available. Worst case scenario is you're paying, an extra $50 a night for a room. So we waited till we rolled in and, that we didn't want to try and put on more miles or what have you. So we're here. It's been a good day. About 8 hours in the saddle total today, including stops and breaks. About 500 kilometers covered. We did the entire Washington coastline. So again, we stayed in Illiwaco last night. Started out there this morning. Came all the way up the Pacific Coast Highway. We did a detour around Pillars Point, or to the Pillar Point Recreation Site, which is right at the edge of the peninsula. We were able to look out across the water at Vancouver Island across the strait. I believe the highway is technically called the Juan de Fuca Scenic Highway or something.
I wasn't even attempt that one.
The reality is more triple-digit paved roads with piles of curves. That one was a little bit dicey with some of the breaks in the asphalt. It was quite bumpy.
Just the last third, like up until then, just the last third. But what made it worse is that it was raining on and off most of the day, and so coming over some of those humps, are you gonna break traction or something like that? But for the most part, we were okay. Another rain gear day. I mean, we're this
we were in the rain gear until until we got on the ferry an hour and 15 minutes ago, right?
And then a quick 45-minute ferry ride across, and now we're here and just getting ready to go for supper. So looking forward to another, not quite as a big a day tomorrow, but this is the new route that you planned out. So
so because Highway 20 is closed, we're going to take US 2 across about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we are going to dodge up, get off US 2. I believe it's 97, takes us north. Just a little bit more scenery. We've got like 305 miles for tomorrow. Really low impact. We're heading into Spokane to see a good friend of mine. So that's great. Gives us means we can leave out of here a little bit later, get some extra rest, and we can get into there plenty early. So I got lots of time to see those folks. And it'll be another good day in the saddle. As you know, the sun is setting in our face here off to the west.
Just off in the back there.
Off in the background here, you know, we were what do we got? 8:12 local time. The sun's sneaking behind the mountains over there.
Yeah.
And it was a blessed, beautiful day out there.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for any better, even in the rain gear. It was worth every smile and every
totally
mile.
totally fine. And the roads are, you know, other than those like little bit of bumpy stuff, it was in pretty good condition. So
Really.
Yeah. Today's our turnaround. We are no more west. We're going to start heading east tomorrow. So that's the horseshoe. So we're, you know.
Yeah. So we are 6 full days down, and we got 6 full days down already. Wow.
Yeah. Still lots more riding. Lots of good riding in Canada, but it's always, you know when the trip's half over, you kind of
Yeah.
Oh well.
Turn that corner, as it were.
You betcha.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Head for supper.
All right, so it's morning. We had a really nice supper last night at a local place just across the street, and it was called
The Buzz Inn Steakhouse.
Yeah, the Buzz Inn.
Buzz Inn Steakhouse.
The Buzz Inn Steakhouse. We didn't have steak. We both had meatloaf, in-house made meatloaf, which is actually pretty darn fantastic. It was really good. And so we're still in Monroe, Washington, heading out today, US 2.
Yep.
To
Wenatchee, I believe.
Wenatchee.
I don't know. Bad pronunciation maybe, but headed east, of course.
Yep.
Spokane, our final destination for today. We are going to detour a little bit once we kind of get out a couple hours. We're going to take 97 north around to add a little bit of scenery and length to our ride.
Cool.
About 6 hours in the saddle today, all told. So at a lunch break, it's a pretty light day to cover 300 miles. And we'll be in Spokane for supper, no problem.
All right.
And it looks like, Lord willing, maybe we stay dry. There's a little bit of cloud cover, but zero in the forecast when it comes to rain, really, to note. So, and of course, we're out of the coastal climate now that we're on the other side of the bay and stuff.
It's going to get warmer.
It's going to get warmer and hopefully drier.
Yeah. No, I rolled up my rain gear, so pretty much guaranteed it's going to rain. So
perfect. Hey, if that's what it takes, brother, I guess.